feel like a lot of people in the first season took issue with Midge's beauty routine. And then in the second season, a lot of people took issue with how she parents. Do you think that Midge and Joel are good parents or bad parents?
Listen, they have 2 children who have 2 parents who are involved in their lives, particularly in this season. You know, Joel has agreed to take on more of the at-home parenting. They have 4 grandparents who love them very much. They have neighbors and Zelda, and they are taken care of. They are certainly loved. That doesn't mean anyone who parents them is perfect, but it has been pretty shocking, the level of, you know, fictional mom shaming.
I know, right?
As someone who has 2 children, I will say I don't think there's I'd say 99% of parents I don't think it's bad parenting. I think it's bad kids.
Right.
Terrible, rotten children. They come hardwired, and some of them are just dysfunctional.
Do you think that she's a bad mom in the show?
No, I don't. And I think it's an unfair question because nobody asks me that.
Right.
Nobody says, you know, is Joel a bad father?
I think they're both bad parents. I do. It's like I don't know how those kids are being. Their grandparents are raising them.
They're not the best parents, and it's only because I don't think that they were ever really ready to have kids.
Sure.
I think it's just what people did at the time, you know, and now they're paying the price for it a little bit because they're both kind of on their own path, you know, to find what makes them happy. And unfortunately, they have these kids, you know, who are. I don't want to say they've taken a back seat because they haven't, but you know, they're not the main focal point.
Right. But they've taken a backseat.
Yeah. And I'll opine on this for a second, even though it's not my business. The great thing about this culture that we're seeing, and it still exists, and it's not just Jewish; it's in other ethnicities. It's that it takes a village, and you know, there's the grandparents, and there's the neighbors, and that I just love that aspect of this show.
Definitely. If there's one thing that you love about your character and one thing that you would change, what would it be?
Wow, great question. I love how, you know what? I love how much my character, there's so, often when you're working in television or film, they don't let you have relationships that feel really like healthy, and I love how much these 2 seem to kind of love each other and respect each other, even in the midst of, you know, whatever fight is ensuing. Do you know what I mean? Like we actually get to have a foundation that is very much based in what I see Amy and Dan have, which is like delight in each other. So I love that. The thing I might change is that. But I understand why they can't do this, is that I love Rachel's stand-up Marin so much that I wish Rose was just appreciative of how brilliant her daughter is, but of course the conflict has to be there and there has to be a reason to have a pushback there. So that's what I would change, but that's more a Marin thing. Marin wants to go watch Rachel perform all the time. So that's what I would say. What about you?
Yeah, I think the thing I like about Abe is that he has a lot of, he always seems like frustrated and exasperated often, but I think that's a positive in the sense that he has a lot of fight in him, and I think that's how he and Midge are alike. She's a scrapper.
She's a fighter. Yeah, she's scrappy.
And she's, you know, neither of them, I mean, will throw in the towel, and even though, you know, they probably, I think Abe would just like to, like, oh, the hell with it all.
Right.
But he's got this.
He's very passionate.
Yeah, he's got like a lot of fire in his belly, but in terms of changing him, I mean, I think I don't know, I don't know. Maybe he's a man of his time. He's a man of his period. Yeah. So, you know, if he could be a little more, you know, appreciative of. And sensitive to the women in his life, you know, that would be a good thing.
Right, but not yet.
But again, he's just, we're not there yet. I mean, culturally, we're not there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
So maybe by, you know, season 5.
Yeah, by 1970.
Right. If there's one thing about your character that you love and one thing that you would change, what would it be?
I love her honesty, her authenticity, her sense of family, and her lack of boundaries. Yes. I think all of those things are just a wonderful way to make your way through the world. And I don't. So it's like a vacation from myself
Yeah.
to play Shirley. Do you know what I
These
mean?
people are without boundaries.
Yeah, and
it's
that's
tough
fun.
to have that in your own life.
Yeah.
So I would say that's what I love too. And what I don't like, I don't know that there's anything about them I don't like.
I really like
I mean, I'm not sure in real life I'd want to spend much time with them.
Right.
Really?
Small doses.
Yeah.
They're good for a story or two, though, right?
Right.
They're
Yeah.
good for anecdotes. And I was with Shirley and Moish, and this happened.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So they're good for your anecdotes.
Definitely,
Or if you
definitely.
want a scene stolen,
Yes,
invite them over.
Invite them over.
Invite
right.
them over.